Welcome back to Viking football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Portland State Vikings are in the midst of an exciting November, what they want to be an exciting November, and they've started it right. Portland State coming off a big road victory over nationally ranked Weber State, the four-time defending Big Sky champion. So the Vikings are feeling really good right now, and they have two tough games ahead at Sacramento State this Saturday, the 12th-ranked Sacramento State Hornets, and Eastern Washington in 2 weeks at Hillsborough Stadium. Coach, it shapes up for a big and exciting finish for Portland State, and if you can win two more games, who knows, you might get a few more at the end of the season.
Yeah, you never know, Mike. Like how we're playing right now, the kids are playing fast, playing with confidence, which is fun to watch, but went up against a good team last week, damn good team at Weber State, and kept their composure and played hard and got out of there with a W. Anytime you go to Ogden and get a win, it's a fun one, and that was fun.
The Vikings winning their third in a row. They're now 4-2 in the Big Sky Conference, tied for fourth place. And they went up against a Wildcat defense that was well-known, has been very good for years. And, Coach, you were extremely productive once again on the offensive side of the ball. Your quarterback, Davis Alexander, 299 passing yards, a great run combo again from Malik Walker and Jelani McGee, kind of hitting on all cylinders still.
It was. Knock on wood, we are hitting on cylinders right now, and it's good. It's fun to see them peaking. We've talked, they're getting better every week, and they still are. They did some things that game that we haven't. We improved our third and long situation, some things we focused on offensively, but on that side of the football, it was good to see Jelani. It was good to see the protection, the guys up front. Malik's getting better every week, but I think Davis Alexander, the quarterback, you and I have known him a few years. I think he put together his best game.
And on the defensive side of the football, that group just continues to turn in good performances. Held Weber State to 256 yards. That's an opponent season low. And I'll throw out a name here, a guy who had another pretty darn good game. He just has been as consistent as anybody you could hope for the last couple years. Anthony Adams, 11 tackles in that game, a couple tackles for loss. He broke up a pass. The All-American continues to be a great leader on the defensive side, a defense that's now being known for its big plays.
It is. You can't say enough about Ant. I'm actually glad to have him back next year. He just decided he's going to come back next year and play another year with the Vikes, which is a bonus for everybody listening to this and everybody on this field. But his leadership, it's unique because it's verbal, and it's, kind of the silent. Here's how I play. So to have a student athlete like that on your football team is they're few and far between, but we have one in Anthony Adams.
And I think the other thing that people don't really notice, because of his history here at Portland State, because of the fact he's an All-American, had done some great things in the past, the football doesn't really come his way nearly as often as it used to, but he's still finding ways to make plays on the defense and impact the game.
He's a great football. Players are always around the ball, and that's Ant on defense. He's played multiple positions for us, over there, and it seems like every week we come in, they're talking about putting him somewhere else to fix this or change this or switch this up on people's scouting report of us. But again, Ant is a key reason. Number one, the defense is getting better every week. Number two, that locker room is how it is right now. It's a positive. But Ant's leadership and some other guys on the team and our leadership council are doing a hell of a job right now.
All right, I'm going to mention one more defensive player as the Vikings get ready for Sacramento State. The Hornets have won 6 in a row. They're ranked 12th in the nation, and they have the second best ranked offense in the Big Sky, and a guy that's going to have to disrupt that offense who's done a great job all year, VJ Malo. And I want to point out, Coach, you probably don't realize this, he's got 10.5 sacks this year. That's the most by a Viking player since 1988. You were probably still trying to get your degree in 1988.
No.
Talk about how VJ impacts the game.
How he impacts the game, he makes me do something I usually never do. Last week at Weber, I actually, once we got the offense settled and Okay, this time on third down we'll do this protection we'll do this. Okay, ready to break, go support the defense. I actually just watched VJ. He was, he's fun to watch, and it's going to be a unique week because Sacramento State has a hell of a pass rusher as well. 44.
Yeah, Sacramento State, a couple guys, a linebacker and defensive end that have done a great job getting to the quarterback this year, so a test for the offensive line. Talk a little bit about Sacramento State. Their defense has also become one of the best in the Big Sky. They allow less than 20 points a game, actually better numbers than Weber State, and that's kind of new for the Hornets down there, but they've become quite a program the last couple of years.
Well, I think you start with, there's been, with Troy Taylor, their head coach, there's been 3 programs that have taken a hit in the last decade. That's Folsom High School, where Troy was in Eastern Washington, then Utah, and when Troy landed at Sacramento State, I knew the impact was going to be there, and it's already there. To go up against this group, I think how Troy coaches, how he runs his squad, his staff is strong. It's a hell of a challenge for anybody, especially the mighty Vikes. I think we're going in there right now. You reported to me, I think we're 48-point underdogs, but we're going to try to cut that, at least down to 24 and see what we can do against Troy.
I reported that to you. 48-point underdogs might be the biggest underdog in NCAA history, and I have honestly no idea what it could be. The Vikings and the Hornets ought to be a pretty good matchup because who's hotter than Portland State right now? Well, you might say Sacramento State. They've won 6 in a row, but really 2 of the hottest teams in this Big Sky meeting up in November. This is what you coach for. This is what the guys play for, don't you think?
It is. I'm proud of our team because of entering week 11, and we're in the hunt. We control our own destiny. There's a lot of teams right now in the Big Sky that aren't saying that. But Saturday, honestly, you have 2 confident football teams. You can see where they gained it, by some big wins earlier in the year, and they've continued from there. You can see where we earned it, or it came over our team, that confidence. So now we're going to put those 2 together and at Sacramento State, 6 o'clock Saturday night, and see what happens. It should be a fun one.
All right, it's still early in the week as we record this, Coach. You're still putting together the game plan, going up against a team that's got everything in all areas well covered. What's going to be important for your team this week to get another win on the road?
There's some true behind the lines, but Andy Thompson, their defensive coordinator, I think he's one of the best around, and we've gone up against him before, and he's smart. He knows how to deal with the crew he has, his student athletes, and he adjusts his defense to that. So that matchup, I think, against our offense, because I think we're pretty good at a couple of spots right now, will be fun to watch. Turnovers, period. I mean, we lost the battle last week, which, that on the road especially kind of makes you as a coach go, oh, hey, let's go get another one. Don't do that again. But we have to win that turnover battle down there, the field position, the normal things that you see in a game. But the other side of it is, and I heard you're not going to be on it, which is probably one of my biggest disappointments this season, is we're loading up on the Americana tour. And I heard Mike Lund's taking an airplane, which, there's something going on here, Mike. And for you not to be on that bus and be a part of it is a disappointing situation for me as a head coach.
I can't believe it's disappointing. I got to get down there early, Coach, get everything ready for the team when they arrive. But I'm really looking forward to this weekend's game. A couple of great teams matching up here in the Big Sky Conference. Portland State at Sacramento State, 6 p.m. this Saturday. You can watch it on ESPN+. For all your information on Vikings football, go to GoVikes.com.